This is Morgan Stanley. We know James Gorman has a good wealth management business. He wants to make it better, and it turns out he's got a not-so-secret plan to do that, and it involves BlackRock. BlackRock has this technology, and he's gone out and touted the fact that you can get a better deal with now Morgan Stanley because they have Aladdin, it's called.
It is, and it's a risk management software, and the idea is basically to point out outliers in people's portfolio and say, you may not know that you're, over-positioned in risk here, but look at this that you're holding. And it's sort of an interesting idea. UBS also has this technology. Morgan Stanley thinks it's better positioned because it's fully integrated into its platform.
Yeah, so that's for high net wealth individuals. Yeah. For CEOs, if you're worried about activists, Goldman has an app for you.
There's an app for that.
Yeah, there's an app for that.
Secret plan to fight inflation. Activists.
It's interesting sort of seeing both of these trends, technology popping up in traditional banking roles and using that to supplement the advice that they traditionally gave their clients. And the activist app is really interesting because it looks at who your investors are, looks at how your company factors into their other positions. So are you outperforming their other holdings? And that gauges sort of their likeliness to back an activist investor if one were to come in and start pushing for changes. If you're actually doing pretty well in that investor's portfolio, maybe they're willing to give you a little bit more time. We saw that at ADP with Bill Ackman when he came in. Investors said, this hasn't really been a bad stock for me, so I'm not really willing to jump on board for this, total board shakeup that you're pushing for.
So let's put the words into Goldman's mouth. This is Stephen Barr, Goldman Sachs co-lead of merger and acquisition solutions, said, the best defense for activism is a good offense. It's having the highest possible stock price and a roster of investors that believe in your stock. Well, in general, that's true. If you have the highest possible stock price and investors who believe in you, that's a pretty good defense to most problems.
But in a broader trend, when you spoke to Brian Moynihan many times, it's all about technology. If you ask anyone, it's going to be about that, and that's where the hiring and all the money is going to go towards.
And they see themselves as tech companies increasingly, and they're hiring out of Silicon Valley, and they're competing with Silicon Valley, as many other companies.
Where do they get the names? Aladdin, Jupiter. No, I'm literally like, so you're in there and you're like, what's going to be a good name for this, guys? Activist investors, Jupiter.
Well, it's sort of similar to the project names they come up for with these investment banking deals. They're always out of left field and sort of kitschy.
I think they call the military for all those Operation Freedom.
Really?
Yeah, so I don't know if they do, but in the military, they have actually a group of people together that just name all of their various operations, their wars and things. They have special names, yeah. They spend a lot of time on it in the military. Now, the Pentagon, that's what they're doing.